Welcome to the 2021 Lunar New Year Festival virtual celebration. Today's event is sponsored by HEB and hosted by the Chinese Community Center. First, I'd like to introduce Qi Mei Lin, the CEO of the Chinese Community Center, to introduce today's program.
新年快乐! I'm Qi Mei Lin, CEO of the Chinese Community Center. Welcome to the first day of our 3-day Lunar New Year celebration as we march into the Year of the Ox. This evening, we celebrate the Lunar New Year's Eve reunion dinner, 团圆年夜饭. Traditionally, family members will travel back home and get together on New Year's Eve. A festive dinner will be served to welcome in the new year. Many Asian countries celebrate the Lunar New Year on the first day of the lunar calendar. In 2021, the New Year starts tomorrow on February the 12th. So today, February the 11th, is the New Year's Eve. Different countries and regions have their own special and unique traditions for the New Year's Eve reunion dinner. We have invited chefs from several Houston's amazing Asian restaurants to showcase their favorite New Year's Eve dishes. After that, we will show you how to make from scratch the must-have dish for the Lunar New Year, jiaozi, the dumplings. I'm getting hungry just thinking about that. So without further ado, let's take a look what's on tonight's menu.
这个比较有代表性的哈。
哇，咱们刚才看这个动作就知道为什么叫拔丝地瓜。地瓜是很明显啊，这个汁儿是怎么炒的？是什么？
这是那个白砂糖，对，快速冷却。
Hello， 大家好，我是中华文化服务中心的妹。今天呢，我们用中文来采访。今天我们来到了一家我就是期待非常久的咱们这个中国东北餐厅小沈阳。现在呢，也荣幸的请到了咱们这个餐厅的师傅，李师傅，你好，你好。
今天做了几个比较有特色的，而且现在马上过年了，也提前就是说祝大家。那个新年快乐，心想事成
，OK，
万事顺心啊！
是，那麻烦您介绍一下啊。
这个拔丝地瓜，那必须做的这一道菜，在咱家乡基本就是过年过节每桌必备的啊，
是吧？
一般家里的男人哈，他们就是说经常下馆子吃饭哈，他们会有一些经验，所以呢，他们对这个糖的那个火候掌握的比较好，对，他们会。基本都是男人在做，
那也是下酒菜吗？男人做？
这个不是下酒菜，
不是，
女士啊、小孩特别喜欢吃，
因为甜嘛。
对，先过一下水之后呢，这个意思就是说让它更均匀的可以把这个生粉，那个包裹在外边一层啊，然后呢再用那个油锅温火慢慢炸制啊，然后那个临出锅的时候呢，就是说一定要把油炉开大火一点，把这个让它起一个脆最后我们再炒糖色，
特别好，特别好。刚才您做的时候我就闻到好香，我戴着口罩都能闻到好香，而且它这个颜色红红的，也是红红火火又甜甜蜜蜜，特别适合咱们这个过春节的这个氛围哈。
是有食欲啊，
忍不住多吃几口。非常甜。
另外的就是这个锅包肉哈，这个就要特别说一下它这个在家里呢没有那么容易做，基本都是在餐馆吃的比较多它这个主要这个讲究在这个火候所以说一定要吃出来外焦里嫩，而且上了桌之后呢，1个小时之后你吃咬起来还是那种酥酥的
酥脆感，
对所以在家里没有那么容易做。
它这个里面是什么肉啊？
这里面是那个猪里脊
，OK，先炸过了哈。
对，先炸过的，
然后再上浆。
对。
我觉得从这个肉切片的这个状态来，我就可以跟大家咱这个东北大块吃肉的这个豪迈的感觉，
没毛病，
量特别大，没毛病。然后这个呢？
这粘豆包可能很多人没见过哈，这个也是那个比较那怎么讲呢？就是以前过年在农村都有这个粘豆包吃。那在那个年代呢，没有冰箱， 基本都是冻在外边用
对，天然冰箱，
对，天然冰箱放在缸里
是
想吃的时候就拿出来蒸一蒸。
是，它在外面包的，这是用什么包的呀？外面这个？
正宗的呢，如果要是说在我们东北就是用苏子叶，那在这边呢苏叶有点太贵了，
是
对，成本太高。你这样如果要是说加在那个客人身上，就觉得不太值，所以我们选用的是这个玉米叶。
OK，
所以味道也是不错的，您可以尝一尝。
OK， 那这外面是什么？
外边是那个粘米和玉米面。
玉米面 ，OK， 那就比较东北了，玉米面。
对。
里面呢？
里面是豆沙。
我来切开看一下这里面的状况。
对，夹开来尝一尝。
黏黏的粘豆包。
粘豆包，
这是甜甜的哈。
对，吃的时候放点白砂糖，味道更好。
OK。对，来尝一下，撒上去。
对，撒。
出个效果。
没法吃了。怎么样？感觉到过年的气氛了没有？
有。因为我以前去过那种叫做，因为我是从四川来，我们那儿叫粑粑。那个东西呢，它是糯米面，但它就没有加玉米。你这个加了玉米，它就没有纯糯米那么黏。
是。
但是它又加了一点那个玉米的那个味道，好吃。然后里面馅儿是自己做的吗？
对，这是我们自己做的。
因为我吃得出来，因为你去超市买的冻的那种，它可能搅得比较细。
对，他们是豆沙嘛。
对，您这个就是对，您这个还有那个一颗一颗的那个口感，好好吃。咱再来尝尝这个锅包肉。
来，
我也是期待好久了，就是东北名菜啊。
这个确实是，在中国这么多年哈，就我们东北那边都是屹立不倒。
是您说一说东北菜，就是这个锅包肉，香，酸甜口。
而且咱这里面呢，我加了一个橙汁儿，它起一个色泽上再有就是味道上
真的好
改变
脆哦。因为你看那外面已经挂了姜，因为刚才咱们说话嘛，过了一会儿，我以为它会不脆了，但现在吃还是很脆。
对，反正女士点的会比较多一些，
甜甜的。
这也是在我们餐馆这个销量是最好的。
东北名菜嘛，也是那种属于感觉庆丰收的感觉，就是大口吃肉，咱们这个过年图个吉利嘛那种感觉，吃起来就很爽，然后又甜甜的。
是。
在咱们休斯顿其实东北人不算特别多。那您能不能给我们讲一下你们东北，比如过春节，尤其你们下雪又比较多，有什么特别的一些习俗或者您记忆中特别深刻的地方？
杀猪菜嘛，我们那边农村呢，一旦过年了之后就杀头猪，然后把这个左邻右里全都叫过来，然后蒸扣碗肉再有就是灌血肠
对，
杀猪菜就是血肠放在这个酸菜里面和这个大骨头、五花肉一起炖，就是热热闹闹的，
红红火火的
对，
特别热热闹闹的。
沏上几两小白酒，嗑2个花生米，
花生米，
对，
听起来就觉得特别的热腾，再加上你们东北又有炕，
对，有炕，
本来就热热，对在炕上吃，哇，那感觉跟演电视似的。
水饺必备的，
是
三鲜水饺、猪肉白菜水饺，
对，你们那儿吃白菜，冬天吃白菜也特别多。
是。
您这个餐厅是开了多久呀？
咱这个是运气不好，1月1号开的。
今年
上一年吧，上一年
1
月1号开完之后马上就是2月份碰到疫情，但是运气还好的就是很多老朋友，老顾客他们还是都有回来，基本是60%的客人嘛都有回来
那您现在这大部分都是外卖
大部分都是外卖。
是，因为我发现基本上，因为我自己是四川人，但是我也看到就是基本上国外的很多这种川菜湘菜比较多，因为辣嘛什么的，咱东北菜就不是特别多。所以能吃到这口应该是，所以咱们这个休斯顿的东北人很高兴了。那您是那会儿来的美国吗？
没有，来这边已经20多年了。小的时候就过来。
那您有没有每次过年的时候都会想到东北过年的情景啊？如果在这边过的话，
偶尔也是会回去一趟的。
那今年肯定就不成了。是，没事儿，咱这个东北的朋友不能回去过年，就来咱这个小沈阳吃锅包肉，吃那个拔丝地瓜，也同样有过年的感觉。
那在这里我们代表这个小沈阳，祝大家牛年大吉，新春快乐，战胜疫情，将来会更好的。
好，谢谢。We are here at Chengdu Taste with my coworker who is not a Sichuanese, by the way, I am. So Jenny is a Shanghainese.
Hello everyone.
So I will let Jenny ask me questions. So I'll introduce her my hometown food for Lunar New Year.
Okay. So now we are in a Sichuan restaurant. I see a lot of them. They're kind of reddish. So are they like spiciness or any kind of like special sauce you put in there?
So one character about Sichuan food is they're all spicy. Well, not all. I would say 98%.
Like most of them?
Yeah, most of them are spicy. So here we have 3 I think would be signature for our Lunar New Year dinner. So first one here is a cold dish. I would call it appetizer. So I think people translate this dish into the name Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That's
Why
weird.
is
I
that?
know. Because in Chinese it's called 夫妻肺片. It's actually made of beef tripes. I think have some beef flank and beef tongue. So it's marinated in this spicy sauce. You can tell it's very red.
Also see some.
Yeah, it has a lot of
peanuts.
spices: garlic, peanuts, chili oil, and one special spice is called Sichuan peppercorn. So almost all of our dishes have that. So it's kind of round, a little peppercorn.
Like those evil ones.
It was
Spicy numb ones.
Yeah, it makes your lips numb. So when it's hard to describe that feeling, but once you taste it, you can tell. Later I can interview you and see how you feel about it. And then
Looking forward to that.
the second one, the big guy over here, it's called Dongpo jiaozi. So Dongpo is a name. It's a guy's name. I will introduce a little bit. And jiaozi means the pig feet, the kind of like a elbow pig feet, that
And
part.
a huge part.
Yeah, it's kind of like a German food. You know, they have the pig.
That
That
in
part.
a Chinese version.
Yes, a Chinese version. So Dongpo, it refers to a really famous guy in history in Song Dynasty. His name is Su Dongpo. So he's very talented. He gave us a lot of poems for us to remember. I think he's one of the nightmares when we were in
I
school.
remember when I was in school, I had to remember a lot of his poems.
Yeah, so he was also served the emperor, and he was very talented. And he even the legend is he invented this food. Obviously, he was a foodie, so he invented this dish. So this dish is named after him, Dongpo jiaozi. That's what it's called. So it's a big part of the pork and braised for hours. And also, by the way, I need to mention we eat a lot of pork in Sichuan.
So this is huge. Do you
I
guys
know.
eat this a lot, or it's only for?
No, well, back in the older time, people are not that rich, so we specifically eat this during Lunar New Year time because that's the time you celebrate and gather with families. Plus, look at the size; you can't finish it.
Yeah, this is
alone.
huge. I don't think the two of us can finish.
No,
this for
it's a
sure.
family style, so
Yeah.
it's giant. Now when I shake it, I can see it's jiggling.
Looks good though.
A lot of collagen
Yeah.
and fat, of course.
Good for your skin.
Yeah, ladies.
Yeah.
And the last one
And
is
this one doesn't seem that spicy, right? Or is it?
It is a little spicy. It's more of ginger flavor. You can see a lot of ginger here.
Oh.
So we call it ginger rabbit.
Oh, so that's rabbit.
it's rabbit.
I thought it's chicken or something.
Kind of tastes like chicken too if you have never had rabbit, but it's leaner than chicken. So it's tender, kind of like a chicken tender kind of flavor. And we eat a lot of rabbit because Sichuan, we have a lot of mountains and hills. So we used to eat a lot of rabbit the rabbit live in the mountain. Okay, so let's go try
Let's
the
try some.
cold dish first. Yes. My mouth is watering, literally.
Wow,
Go ahead.
Looks good. But let me see if I can handle this spiciness. So what is this part?
That's beef flank.
Beef flank.
Thank you. So back in time, you know, farmers, they can't afford really good part of meat. So that's why we eat a lot of animal organs, such as beef tripes, tongue, and intestines as well.
So the first bite was actually not that spicy.
It has that aroma because I think they use canola oil, just heat it up really in high temperature. When it's about to smoke, we just pour it into the ground chili pepper, so you can smell the aroma.
Also, you can hear the sizzling and stuff.
Yeah, you kind of fry the chili pepper so to make the chili oil. Of course, they also put a lot of spices into it, not just each person or each restaurant have their own secret
I can
ingredients.
feel it now.
You can?
It's in my mouth now. I can feel it.
I miss that aroma. When I have a first bite, it just reminds me of my hometown. Like in my head, it's back. Right,
Nice.
should
I like
we
it.
jump into the big guy?
So should you do the honor to?
Okay, sure.
You should do the honor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Strictly.
Wow.
I hope today we're not on diet.
I can see the collagen and everything
Wow.
happening in there. The skin and the meat.
Wow.
It's definitely tender.
Give you some sauce too.
Wow. Thank you. In Shanghai, we do this too, but in a different way, cooking it. It's also like a huge part of the pig for like Chinese New Year, but for ours, it's more like on the lighter side. It's just
No
the meat
chili
color.
oil.
It's not like this.
Okay.
But it's just the meat color, but what we do is we dip it into soy sauce.
Ah,
That's
okay.
what we do in Shanghai.
Okay.
But we also eat this though.
Well, try this in Sichuan way.
This is actually the first time I tried this.
Oh, okay. Peppers. And has one ingredient I can taste is Sichuan douban sauce. It's a kind of fermented bean sauce with chili peppers. So the fermented flavor add a little bit of acid flavoring to it to balance out the greasiness, and also adds more depth into the flavor. How do you like it?
I think this one is not as spicy as this one.
No,
Or
yeah.
maybe I already built that level in my mouth, so I don't feel it anymore.
Could be, yeah.
Super tender,
Yeah,
and it's very rich.
it is. So that's why it's a Lunar New Year dish, because we typically eat something
Make
that we
you
don't
full.
make you
Yeah.
full, build up
Yeah.
some fat. So typically we only eat it when it's a holiday or something, like it's something to celebrate. Okay, let's move on to
This
the
little
rabbit.
guy.
So yeah, like I said, it has a lot of ginger in it. So typically we use young gingers, so it's not as spicy.
So you said it's rabbit meat.
Rabbit.
This is the first time I eat rabbit meat.
Good luck.
Let's see if I can handle this or not.
Okay. It just tastes like chicken, a tender chicken.
I can't really tell the difference.
Right?
Oh, now I can feel it.
Right?
I think it's this guy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like jalapeno.
The feast will finish around, 10 p.m. or so. You eat for a long time. Normally starting at 7 p.m. And then you end around 10 or 11 p.m. And then when you cross the midnight and everybody's having firecrackers going on,
So
fireworks
that's just
going
for
on.
celebration, or what's the meaning behind it?
That is to welcome the new year. So like to express your happiness, you just use the firecrackers. And also in the older time, they say having a new year is 过年.
过年.
So 年, they invent it as a terrible monster.
Oh.
过年 is to get over the monster.
Oh, so you're scared the monster
Yeah,
away by firecrackers.
Right, you use a firecracker to scare the nian away. So the nian represent the bad luck or anything bad you experience in the old year. So you scared it away, which means that in the new year you're gonna have better luck, everything is gonna be better.
Like we have our own way to say Happy New Year. So what about you? What about in Sichuan? How do you say Happy New Year in Sichuanese, Sichuan dialect?
So in Mandarin we say 春节快乐, but in Sichuanese is 春节快乐.
春节快乐。春节快乐。
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see there's a little bit similarity in there, but is it a
Yes.
tone or?
Yes, a little tone. We don't curl our tongue like 春 so we say 春节快乐。
春节快乐。
Hello， 你好，大家好。
大家好，对，我们现在呢来到了这个 Bel-Air 上面的江浙会，然后也非常荣幸的请到了餐厅的老板兼大厨沈先生。沈先生你好，哇，这一桌的菜呀，我真是闻到口水一直流啊！咱们这个沈先生非常慷慨的为我们准备了咱们江浙一带的这个年菜，过年的菜，所以那就麻烦您帮我今天一一帮我介绍这下菜，从哪个开始呢？
这样吧，从这里开始。这个是我们江南比较有特色的蟹粉豆腐，这个蟹粉是我们用自己的蟹，那个蟹肉、菜蟹，还有那个
是湖蟹吗？
加上我们从洛杉矶那个发过来的那个就是上海的蟹粉，正宗的蟹粉，
正宗的上海蟹粉，
一起那个隔出来的，这样。
金黄的哈，很适合过年吃，黄金
我很多蟹肉，全部是蟹肉。
哎呀，一会儿一定要尝两口。
这个呢，第二个呢是那个我们的绍兴梅干菜扣肉。但是这个梅干菜不一样，这个梅干菜是从那个我们山上农民家里自产自销的，这个是相当干净的，没有一滴沙。
对，
相当干净。我们做的熏鱼啊，里面的都需要用黄酒来，因为我们江浙一带的人烧菜喜欢用黄酒。因为美国这里都是料酒它是勾兑的，勾兑的话它达不到这种效果。
OK，那既然您提到这个熏鱼，这个是怎么做的呀？熏鱼？
熏鱼的话，就是买来的新鲜的大草鱼，我这个草鱼都是20磅以上的草鱼。
哇！
然后我要切了以后腌制，用好多那个酱汁水啊，因为这里的鱼比较腥嘛，要处理的好才行。然后那个熬的话呢，我里面有红糖。那个花雕酒，红糖、花雕酒，其他香料。
对，咱们这个过年啊，一定要吃鱼，所以说咱们有一个
年年有余嘛。
是年年有余。这个呢是四喜烤麸。
四喜烤麸我们有一种那个上海口味，红糖来做。
所以它味道会比较不
一样。红糖用蔗糖做的，不是用甜菜的。因为我们那个江浙一带的都喜欢有偏甜的这种口味。
是。然后这个呢？
这个是我们家乡的风味，就是那个叫杭州风味，叫一个香酥鸭。香酥鸭。
江浙一带啊，因为鱼米之乡，什么湖啊、江啊特别多，所以鸭子特别多。说是没有一只鸭子能逃。
其实我们这里今天照片上没上，我们这里一直卖的很火的，我们那个笋干老鸭包。这个笋干呢是我们那个野笋，就是那个杭州天目山的野笋，那个比较贵的一种食材，但我这里都有，我都空运过来，都从国内空运过来。这个一般人一点破都会做，简单。这个呢是我们的小笼包，我们的灌汤小笼包，
一定要爆汁儿哈。
那我推荐一下我们的和牛粒啊是比较好的，这个和牛肉是日本的牛肉。
我看您刚才在厨房里面也是大火非常快速的就把它溜出来。
这个是我们的黑山羊那个羊肉，就是这个是我们家乡的口味做的，杭州的红烧羊肉，叫仁平的苍前羊肉这种做法。
我看一下，这个羊肉是带皮的哈，
带皮的，
会比较嫩。
但是我用甘蔗烧的。
甘蔗烧的。
对。
但是会有带甜的味道。
是。
那这还蛮特别的。
是。
我看下面还有那个，这是放什么盐？
这个是我天冷的话，我会放点盐，放酒精，那个上桌的时候烧，保温的。
是，对，这道菜应该就是咱们这个天冷的时候吃哈，
比较好。
咕嘟的。
这个是我们的时令菜嘛，因为好多广东菜馆也有，那我们的做法呢有点同广东有点区别。
这是叫什么？
这是上汤豆苗。有各种各样做法，但我们用的好的都是新鲜的冬笋， 现在这个冬笋季节刚刚上来。
哦，对，冬笋，冬天，对对对。
来，里面也加了皮蛋，所以其实是粤菜的这种概念。但是我用的是高汤。
是，看起来特别浓郁的感觉。
铜锅鸡汤，对。
然后它里面这个是什么？
这个是火腿，这个是火腿。
就加一点鲜味。
这个是我买的是从 Costco 买的西班牙火腿。
是啊。
对。
那这道菜还有点中西结合的感觉哈。
本来就是我们家乡口味，都有，就广东那边特别多。
是。反正这道菜啊，皮最好吃。
对，皮最好吃。
好嫩哦，有一点点的嚼劲，但是基本上你只要嚼2口，它就入口即化。这个沈师傅，您这家餐厅在我们 Houston 开了多久了？
有1年了，有1年多了。因为去年7月28号，开业的。对，因为我这是第2家店，第1家店在奥斯汀。
现在还在吗？
奥斯汀开3年了，还开。
那其实您是从奥斯汀过来的，如果从
我最早从洛杉矶过来，
最早是洛杉矶。
洛杉矶我是以前在1号公馆做的。
大厨。
一个8号公馆、1号公馆，我过2个餐馆。
所以后来就决定到这个 Texas 来自己开。
对。
是。您如果在家里的话，都是您做吗？
我跟我太太，她也会做。
她也做。是。那像今天咱们上桌的这几个菜，如果对您自己来说，哪几个菜是您觉得你自己一定要吃，一定要到年夜饭里面吃到的？
年夜饭，我还是忘不了本嘛，没办法，我这个梅根菜扣了，我一定要
吃到。是。
其实羊肉我也是比较
一定要吃到
的，
对，这家乡菜，家乡的
我喜欢吃。
是，因为它很适合冬天吃。一家人围在一起，咕噜噜的，特别有味道。
其实我们现在疫情，要不是疫情呢，我们有很多菜还可以推出。
是。
那个到时再看吧，就是等如果春节前要，那我们可能还会推几个新菜。
好 ，OK， 没关系，今年咱们这个疫情的一定会向好的方向转啊！希望您这个生意也越来越好。
谢谢。
然后呢，对这个镜头呢，我不知道您是杭州人是吧？
我是在外面说杭州人，其实我是绍兴人。我是鲁迅的故乡出来的。新年快乐啊！祝大家恭喜发财。
恭喜发财，谢谢。Hi everyone, my name is May from Chinese Community Center. Here today we're in Bel Air Street with very famous Cang Harbor Seafood Restaurant, and we're very honored to have the restaurant owner Lana with us. Lana.
Hi May, and hi everyone out there. Yes, I'm Lana, and we own this restaurant. This family owned it and operated about 4 years, but my husband in the restaurant business like over 40 years.
Oh wow!
Yes,
wow.
And he also the chef cook of this restaurant too.
Yeah. So would you say this your restaurant is kind of like a Cantonese seafood style?
Yes. We are the Cantonese style, but one thing a little different is because we in here the location is in the most Vietnamese community in here. So that's why our food have a little bit Vietnamese food mixed in there. And also, I'm Chinese, Cantonese, but me and my husband, same thing. We were born in Vietnam, yes,
Okay.
But we keep our language.
Yeah. So judging for the name of the restaurant, you guys feature a lot of seafoods, right?
Right. Hai Cang, same thing, harbor. So when you're in harbor, so you got a lot of seafood, yes.
Yeah,
everybody will see the light seafood in our tank that you can choose from.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured since the Cantonese area is close to the ocean, you guys eat a lot of seafood, lobsters, and fish.
Right.
So please introduce us. What's on our table today?
Yeah, on the table we have this lobster. We cook with the black pepper and butter sauce.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's crispy and smell very good, and of course tasty also. And we cut it out. It's easy to eat. You just use a chopstick or fork, just take it out the meat. And for the claw, you just open up and it's easy to eat. You don't have to make your hand messy. Chinese New Year is coming. If you come in, eat the lobster, you see the lobster so red.
Yes.
Yeah, and in our culture, in Chinese New Year, you eat something red, that you mean that you're lucky for the whole year long.
Yes, that's good sign for the new year.
Yeah, right.
Wow, yeah, I can't wait to taste it later.
Yeah.
And now this.
Yeah, and also the next one is a fish. So the fish is in Chinese or Cantonese same pronunciation. That's a yu.
Yes.
You mean like you have a lot of extra that you can saving like a saving. That's why in our Chinese culture the same thing as Ame. You have to eat fish in the beginning of the year. So that means the whole year long you have extra money in
so
your
that
pocket.
means it's abundance.
Yes.
So we have a saying named 年年有余. That is a wish that you have extra whatever you want for the whole year.
Yes.
Yes, it's really, really traditional.
Everything extra, yes.
And it has to be a whole fish.
Yeah, right. Not the fish fillet.
Okay.
All right, so now this one is for a woman. Okay. We have lucky, we have money extra the whole year. So now women need beauty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We
So
do.
that's with vegetable. So vegetable good, everybody know. The black mushroom and the sea cucumber. The sea cucumber have a lot of collagen.
Yes.
That's why we eat. If we eat that oftenly, the skin is pretty. Yeah, keep like baby skin, and you see, so women need that. Okay.
That's our little secret for Asian girls. All right, let me try
Very
this.
easy. Yeah.
Try for you. It's so tender.
Yes.
Wow.
And smell very good.
It's very
too.
tender and also it has a lot of flavor in there.
Yeah.
So you said the black pepper?
The black
Thank you.
pepper, you see, you have to with this and the butter.
Oh wow. Okay, that's the butter I taste. It's very well seasoned and very tender, perfectly cooked.
We have this called flounder, and we have tilapia. But flounder is not a lot of bone.
So you get some of the sauce on top?
See, this soy sauce is special made by our chef. It's not
easily
a lot of bone,
deboned it.
yeah, easy to eat. Okay, yeah.
It's really good.
So when you like to have some gift for your mom or your mother-in-law, like your sister, is in the new year you better buy some this
Sea
sea
cucumber.
cucumber. Yes.
Yes, filled with collagen.
Let's take this sea cucumber.
So it's some kind of mushroom we eat in winter time.
Yeah.
Dongbu. Wow, look at that. It's very jelly kind of texture.
Yeah.
Thank you. What kind of sauce is this?
This have some oyster sauce too, but the sauce made it from with oyster sauce and dry scallop.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we braid the dry scallop and we use the juice to make this sauce.
Yeah, so it's very thick. Do you think for your own family you're gonna order things like this for your own family's New Year
Yeah,
fest?
we will for the New Year's Eve dinner. You have to have fish, you have to have this, and you have to have
lobster.
Lobster, chicken, duck. You have to have all
Everything.
Right.
It's an everything dinner.
Yeah. So why we need to eat shrimp in the New Year's Eve? Because in Cantonese that's a ha, xia ha. That means ha is a ha ha ha.
Oh, it's a ha, it's laughing.
Oh, you have happy, yes.
Okay, yeah, wow. Because in Chinese lobster, when it translates into Chinese, 龙虾, that's a
Dragon shrimp.
Dragon shrimp in
Yeah.
Chinese. So like shrimp is ha, so it's like a happy laughing.
Yeah, ha ha
Wow.
ha.
Yeah, I didn't think about it before.
Big ha, small ha.
All ha.
Yeah, Yeah.
all kinds of lappings.
Yeah, that's why I love Cantonese culture. It have a lot of meaning in it. So usually the New Year's Eve dinner, it's we got together all the family member. Like some of my brother, they from out of town too.
Ah.
So yeah, they just live in my house or another brother's house. So when we got together, eat the New Year's Eve dinner. When we finish, just go home and sleep. But the next day, that's the first day of the New Year, the New Year day. So all the kids gonna line up, and all the adults have to prepare the red envelope. So you have to, they just come to give you some blessing, gong xi fa cai, go ahead for toy, and then we pass out the red envelope.
Yes, okay,
Of course, everything that I tell you that we have the big dinner in the New Year's Eve is right now as this few years. But of course, before when we just came to United States, we were refugee.
Oh, okay.
Refugee, no money.
Right.
Okay, we have to depend on the government, and the church is our sponsor. Sponsors to United States, and for the New Year's Eve dinner, you have a chicken. You have a fish. It's already feel a lot the food already. Yeah. See, when I tell you, I feel the sour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's very poor, but because the hot time, so that's why we work very hard to make our American dream.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we came here, no English. What you can do, jump in the kitchen. That's the easier one, easiest to find the money. And me, and I go waitress. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. And my children, 4 children. 2 was from Vietnam. We took them here, and 2 were born in here. And right now they all grow up. And my baby one now is 32.
Wow.
Yeah. And about 4 years ago, we've been working so hard for the restaurant business like so long already. So about 2015, we tried to sold the restaurant in Pasadena, the buffet, and me and my husband think about we're gonna retire. We don't want to work. So after 1 year, we went to travel and stay home, and so boring. And this restaurant needs somebody to take over.
Okay.
So that and me and my husband, we think about, okay, this is so close to our house, so we jump it back to the restaurant.
Look at the business
and
you
keep
made
working,
here.
and keep
It's
working.
a great business, and we appreciate you having this restaurant here so we can eat this yummy food.
Thank you, because I saw my husband. He loved restaurants so much. He loved restaurants.
Yeah.
He worked in here, and he put all his heart in here. That's so important. He never asked me how much money we make every day. He only worked. Because he really have the passion in the restaurant business. So that's why we keep our service, our food quality to the best that we can do to serve the customer that walk in the Cang Harbor Seafood Restaurant. Yeah, so we appreciate all the people. It's been like 4 years support us non-stop, and we have a lot of new customer too. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you say during Lunar New Year time in Cantonese?
Yes.
'Cause I don't speak Cantonese, I speak Mandarin.
And
Teach me something.
Yeah, you speak in 恭喜发财,
Yes,
对不对?
恭喜发财.
Yeah, and in Cantonese is 恭 is the 恭 喜
Hey,
发
fa,
发
发
with the FAI 发
发
发财
choi.
Yeah.
恭
恭喜
恭喜
发财
恭喜发财.
恭喜发财
Hi everyone, this is May. Here we are at the Vietnamese restaurant named Giao at Wellcrest, and we're honored to have the owner of the restaurant, Mr. Hai, here with us to introduce us some Vietnamese food for Lunar New Year.
I am Hai Lee, the owner of Nam Giao Restaurant and Bakery. And normally, the Vietnamese community, celebrate the New Year in a serious way. We prepare so many things. This is called Bento. It is a 4,000-year tradition.
Wow.
And wherever the Vietnamese go, we bring this kind of cake with us.
Can we see what's in there?
Yes, so in here, as you see, it has the sweet rice, and then it has mung bean,
Okay.
and it has pork belly.
Okay.
And the reason with pork belly is when we cook, the fat will melt out and it blends into the rice.
I can imagine the taste.
Yes, and there is a good ratio between the fat and the meat and the rice, and we do have that, and we try to keep it as a secret. A lot of people, they like the bánh chưng with lots of fat.
Okay.
Because when you cook the fat like melt out and it blends into the rice, and it has a very smooth taste.
So is the dish sweet or savory?
No, it's savory.
It's savory.
But this has not been cooked yet. Banana leaf.
Banana leaf.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The sweet rice.
Yes, it's the sweet rice, both top and bottom.
Wow.
And in the middle is mung bean, one layer of mung bean on the top, and the meat, and then another layer of mung bean.
Okay.
And it's being covered with sweet rice.
Wow. Okay.
And then we wrap it with banana leaf, and it requires a lot of tender loving care
Okay.
in wrapping it too.
Yes.
Because when we wrap it, when we cook, the fat stays inside. And when we keep cooking, the oil just fry
The rice.
sweet rice.
Yes.
So it doesn't stick together. So we have to do a lot of good timing. We have to soak it in water and cook it. And again, we have been doing this for so long, for 35 years, and we learn a lot. Every time we cook about 100 pieces.
100 pieces.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
I designed the stove myself.
Okay.
And it keeps cooking like that for about 7 hours, between 7 and 8 hours, and it's not more than that.
Okay. Wow.
So we have to, and after that, we release the hot water, and we put in the cold water to cool it temperature down a little bit. Yeah, and then we take it out. Because these things we do it so carefully, so it can last for about 10 days.
Oh wow.
Yes, I'm a chemical engineer.
Ah.
This is my second career, and I love it. To be honest with you, the Asian community here in Houston, we have been working real hard
Yes,
to keep
that's true.
our tradition. And it is an asset for the whole Houston community. Chúc mừng năm mới.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Hi, now we're in a very famous Korean restaurant in Houston, Korea Garden, and we're very honored to have the manager of the restaurant, David, to join us for today's shooting of this great feast of food.
안녕하세요.
Yes, David, so I heard that Korea people also celebrate Lunar New Year festival, right?
Yes, we do.
I know for our East Asian countries, food is a huge part. So, and look at this. Tell us about the food. I don't know where to start. Introduce us to your awesome food.
Okay, so basically Korean food, every time we have side dishes, and also main dishes for the meat, beef, and also we do have a fish. And we always eat like soup and rice at the same time. All the side dishes and bulgogi, and especially this soup, we always eat like Lunar New Year. This soup, we put some rice cake, and it's a beef bone broth, because when you eat like this soup, you get like one more ear for the like Lunar New Year.
Yeah, I heard that if you don't drink the soup, you are not aged.
Yeah, so when I was like little child, I eat like 2 or 3 of them soup, because I want to get like
Older.
Like getting like older. But my mom said like, no, it's not gonna be work like that.
Let's speed it up. Let's see what's in there. Let me use the soups because I can see whole lot of things. So what's this?
It's egg white.
Egg white.
And
then
egg yolk.
Egg yolk.
And
some seaweed.
roasted seaweed. Yes.
Okay. And earlier you mentioned the
It's a rice cake.
rice cake. Okay. What's the?
And that's a beef. For fish and meat, it's mostly like we eat the like whole like meal with the like fish and like some meat. Usually like beef or pork. Chicken is not that much, but usually when we celebrate something, we eat the beef or pork.
So it's more like a more expensive kind of meat.
Or the like family, they come to the like one place and they all celebrate the like.
Do you normally have that family reunion dinner at night or morning or what?
Like usually we eat the like morning.
Oh,
after
that's
like
different.
8 a.m. Because before like 5 to 6 a.m. we do some ceremony for my old ancestor.
Yeah.
So we did that first.
Yeah, you pray, you do the
Yeah, we do the like bow.
the vow to. Also, you dress up, right?
Yeah, we dress up.
Okay,
And
the
then,
traditional. What do you call that?
Humble.
Humble.
Yes.
Humble. Yes.
So after that, and we ate that.
Oh, this.
So,
Okay. Wow.
Because when we do the like ceremony, we put some all the side dishes and the meat and soup for my ancestor first.
Oh yes.
And then we believe their spirit come to eat, and then when they leave, we eat less.
Ah, okay. Let me try the food for everybody. I'm the lucky one. Do you make your own kimchi in the restaurant?
Yes.
What is it?
This one is a radish too, but it's like not a kimchi. It's a like kind of different style of side dishes.
Oh, it's a stir fry because it's soft.
Yeah, it's a really soft. This one is a kind of the root. It's only in Korea, so we brought from the Korea.
Oh,
for imported.
really?
Yeah. So it's really hard to see in United States.
It has sesame oil in there, so it has that fragrance. And this is eggs.
Yeah, egg. Like boiled egg with soy sauce and some other stuff.
And this is tofu.
Mhm.
I have so many bites. And this?
I don't know how to say in English, but this one is a kind of the root too.
How do you call it in Korea? Uwang? Uwang. And this is the spring sprouts.
Yeah, bean sprout.
I think this I've
Soybean
seen a lot.
sprout.
All the side dishes are already exciting. You try the beef, the abundant meat cut. Okay, that's
Now it's a bulgogi is really famous in United States, so you can see everywhere. Even like in Costco or like some other big grocery store, they have the bulgogi. This basically we put some soy sauce. That's the on the base, and we put some lot of like fruit to make it like little sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then also we put some sesame oil too.
Yeah, I can taste that too. Oh, that's awesome. You use fruit to bring the sweetness instead of sugar. That's healthier.
Because when you use like sugar, it's easy to get spoiled.
Ah, okay. What kind of fruit? Like a pear?
Yeah,
or apple?
pear, apple, and sometimes we put some kiwi for the make a tender.
Oh wow! Yeah, it does. It's a well done, but it's still very tender. Oh, it's so good. Now I know why this dish is so popular because it's really so good. What kind of fish is this?
It's like aka mackerel.
Okay, I'll try a little bit of the fish. Is there any seasoning in it?
It's only salt.
It's already very good. Let's just have a little bite of everything in here. Wow, the soup is so flavorful.
And now you get the like one more year because you eat the rice cake soup.
Oh, uh-oh.
Getting order.
I only had to have one, no two. I don't want to speed up.
It's really hard to go back to Korea. Like especially this year. It's really hard to like get a like COVID-19. But usually like we go back to Lunar New Year or like Korean Thanksgiving.
When is Korea's Thanksgiving?
It's usually early October or late September. When I was a child, I always like a Lunar New Year because every time I got the lucky money from my parents.
Yes.
So when I bought a lot, get more money. So one more time, 2 times, 3 times. So my mom said like when I got $100, only $100 bill, and my mom said, oh, here is like 3 $1.
Oh.
So 3 is much bigger than 1. So I said, oh yes, exchange. My mom always did that.
Trick. No.
Yeah, when I was young.
Now you
Not anymore. I know Chinese they like a red color for the like good luck.
Yes.
But in Korea they don't have like that.
So you just use a regular.
Yeah, regular envelope, or
Okay.
like they just give a cash right away.
Oh wow, I like that. Just look at that.
So I can see how much they give it to me.
That's very straightforward.
And like after maybe 20s, when I start to like earn money, and that time I bow and then I give back to my grandparents.
Yeah. So you kind of started to provide for
Yes,
your seniors in your family. Yeah. I see that.
These days, they have a like really small family, but used to we have a really big family. Like my grandfather, and also my grandfather's brother, my grandfather's sister. So, like 20 years ago, when we get all the family come to one house, it's almost like 60 or 70 people.
Wow.
At the one time. This Korea Garden restaurant is the first Korean restaurant in Houston.
I'm sure.
So my mom and dad wanna providing Korean food to the like, Korean people, because at that time Korean population is getting like up in
Yeah,
Houston.
more and more
So
people here.
they need like Korean food instead of like they cooking in the home. So they established the Korean restaurant, and then they providing the food to the like Korean customer. Now these days like really K-pop and like K-drama, everything is really like boom. We've been here like 40 years, so we do have a lot of regular customers.
Right.
But at this situation with COVID-19, a lot of like people they really careful about going to restaurants. So like since pandemic, I don't see like any lot of regular customer right now. So I hope they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I hope they come back soon.
Do you have any saying in
Yeah,
Korean
we
you can
do
teach
have
me?
it, but it's gonna be really hard.
Oh. Try me.
So we say 새해 복
새해 복.
많이 받으세요. 새해 means New Year,
Okay, 새해
and 복 is a lot.
복.
And,
새해
많이,
복.
that's a
많이.
lot. And 받으세요 is a
받으세요.
get.
Okay.
So 새해 복
새해 복
많이
많이
받으세요.
받으세요.
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
Let's take some photo with mom as well.
You want to eat?
In the middle. You in the middle. Mommy in the middle. No. This is perfect. It's very home.
No,
Yeah, together. Yeah. It's like a home cooked thing.
What a sumptuous feast. So good. We want to go ahead and thank all of our restaurants who participated, HEB our sponsor, and also the various donors for taking us on this virtual culinary tour. You can find information and contact information on your screen or at ccchouston.org/Lunar New Year. Be sure to support all of our local restaurants.
So Jessica, we saw examples of all the wonderful dishes that families eat during the Lunar New Year's Eve dinner.
Yes.
Now we're gonna make our own. And what we're gonna do right now is to show you guys how to make dumplings from scratch.
From scratch?
From scratch.
That's awesome. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, welcome to Chinese Community Center's kitchen. My name is May. Today I'm gonna teach you how to make dumpling, the must-have dish for Lunar New Year, from scratch. And here are our ingredients. Let me just walk through for you. First of most is our flour. We use this to make wrap. And this one, I bought it from an Asian supermarket. This is especially for dumpling. But if you can't find it, that's fine. You can just use all-purpose flour. Or if you feel like the wrap is a little too hard for you, you can, in the frozen section, in any Asian market, you can find the dumpling wrap. That will work too, but of course the flavor is not gonna be as good as the homemade from scratch wrap. And secondly, here we have cooking oil. Try to use peanut oil or canola oil or anything that has neutral flavor. For example, avocado oil. Try not to use olive oil. Here, of course, we have soy sauce, oyster sauce, and this is a little secret weapon of mine. It's called Sichuan pepper oil. This is actually my shortcut because normally you will use the Sichuan peppercorn and soak it into hot water to use the water, flavored water in the filling. But today I feel like I want to take a shortcut. By the way, if you cannot find it, that's fine. It's optional. I personally just love that flavor. It adds a little bit of tangy over there that you can't figure out what it is. And here we also have sesame oil. And in the corner, we have a ground white pepper. On this side, today the filling we're gonna make is pork. So I have some ground pork. Try not to buy any pork that's too lean. I was saying 85-15 would be good, or 80-20 even, because Lunar New Year is time for you to gain a little bit weight. We tend to eat a lot during Lunar New Year festival. Here, these big guys are Chinese big green onions. If you cannot find them, normally you can find them in Asian market, but if you cannot, the normal sized green onion is fine. Ginger, and here, Chinese chives. That's all the ingredients we have. Oh, of course, the water. And now we're gonna start doing it. Oh, by the way, if someone wants to make vegetarian dumplings, you can use sauteed eggs instead of pork. And other things would be all the same. So now we're gonna make the wrap first. All right. So we just pour about here. I'm not gonna make a measurement, but if you do want to make measure your ingredients, try this rule of 2-to-1. 2 parts of flour and 1 part of water. But here I'm just go with, like any traditional Chinese chef, I'm gonna do it by my feeling. Okay. I think this is about 3 cups. I'm gonna make a little well in the center of the flour and slowly pour in the water while I stir with my hands, just to feel the consistency of the flour, of the dough. And at the beginning, the dough will be very sticky. Don't worry, it'll be better later on. So don't give up yet, just keep on working on it. Stir and trying to combine the water with the dough. A little fun background tradition for dumplings. Actually, dumpling, I know everybody know dumpling is a signature dish for Chinese cuisine. However, it's not that well consumed in south part of China, so it's more north of the Yangtze River region, because that's the region people grow wheat. Now, question. Which part of China do people normally eat dumplings? North or south? East or west? Now we can see the dough is start to be formed, and we can see the dry flours are almost gone. It's a good sign. Still the dough is a little sticky, but that's fine. Let's keep on working on that. I would think the consistency of the dough should be harder than a pizza dough. Rule when you roll the dough with your hands is actually you don't try not to use your finger to massage it. This does nothing. So use your shoulder, your body weight to like lean into it, really knead into the dough and fold. Let me transfer it into the counter so you can see it more clearly. Lean into it, fold, and do this for about 15 minutes until the dough is smooth. I'm gonna show you how it looks later. Or you can use 2 hands so another arm can be rested. This is more efficient. So if you knead the dough for 2 minutes, you still feel like it's sticking to your hand, that means your dough is too wet. You need to slowly add more flour into it until it doesn't stick. All of this takes a lot of exercise to really know the consistency of the dough. Keep recording.整个桌子都在晃。Now our dough start to get really smooth, like so. So you don't see any dry flour, and it's pretty smooth on the top. Let's make it into a round bowl. What we're gonna do right now is to save it, the dough, cover it, so we can work on our filling. We're gonna start prep the fillings. Here, we're gonna work on the pork first. What we're gonna add into oyster sauce. I would say about 2 tablespoons again. So the oyster sauce actually adds some sweetness in there. That's why we like it. Okay, let's add some soy sauce. About 3 tablespoons. And let's just pre-mix it a little bit. And some ground white pepper. This I would say about a teaspoon. Just roughly mix them together. Now, we're gonna slowly add about a cup of water. Add 3 times slowly. Every time when you're adding it, just use chopsticks or a spatula, whatever you feel convenient with you, to stir it really quickly in one direction. See, now the water is all absorbed. Let's add more. Okay, one more time. Probably will be enough. So be careful when you add the water. You don't want water on the bottom of the pan or the bowl, that your mixing bowl. We want all the water to be absorbed by the filling. But as I mentioned earlier, you can use scrambled egg for the filling if you want to have a vegetarian dumpling. If you use that, there's no need for the water, because apparently scrambled egg will not absorb the water. So when your water and all the ingredients that we're adding there is well combined, set aside when we prepare the vegetables and seasonings. First, the ginger. We probably only use about a quarter of this ginger I have in my hand. So you can easily get rid of the skin. Of course, you can use your knife to cut it as well. Now I'm gonna chop the ginger really finely. But if you have a grater, go ahead and use your grater. First, slice it into very thinly sliced, and we're gonna cut in another direction. And when we slice it into thin pieces, we just turn this way, and now all little pieces well chopped. Good. Okay, now ginger's in. Just incorporate the ginger into the filling. When I was a kid, I actually was not a huge fan of ginger, so my mom always taught me this step. So if you don't like the flavor, go ahead. And in Chinese cooking, we just feel like everything is very personal. If you want to have something more, just go ahead and add in more. There's no problem with that. You don't have to follow the recipe. And now we're gonna chop the Chinese chives. So this is pretty easy. I'll just divide them into smaller portions so it's easier to handle. I'll just chop off the harder root part and throw it away, and finally chop the whole chive. The Chinese chive will add a lot of fragrance and flavor into the filling. But if you cannot find it, you can add some other vegetables such as cabbage, even zucchini. But make sure you sweat the zucchini before you add it in, because zucchini really has a lot of water into it. So if you don't sweat it beforehand, it's gonna make the filling too. Now we're gonna move the chives into the filling. First, it looks like the green is taking over the whole bowl, but it's okay. Later, after you mix it, when it's well incorporate with well combined with the meat, it will look better. Now we're gonna chop up some of the green onion. If you really enjoy the flavor, you can add more. Here I just use one chopped green onion, the big one. If you use regular green onion, that's probably like 2 or 3 stalks. Try to focus on the white part of it. And now you're probably wondering, how about the oils on your table? Now is the time, I didn't forget about, now it's time for us to add in, because right now there's salt in there with soy sauce, and when the green vegetables go in, it tends to sweat. So we're gonna use the oil kind of to seal it up so it doesn't really sweat. Now the question is, when do you add in the oils? Before or after we mix ginger into the filling? First goes on Sichuan oil, chili oil, pepper oil. This is about, I would say, 2 teaspoons. Sesame oil, about 2 teaspoons too. Cooking oil, about 1 tablespoon. Now mix. So this is how the filling should look like. Now we finished making the filling. We're gonna work on the dough to make a little wraps. Okay. Now the dough is softer than, when you touch it, softer than it feels before. So just kind of work on it. So I'm gonna work on half of the dough first. For the another half, I'll just cover it. So this can help it from becoming dry. Now, I'll need a little bit of flour on the table so it doesn't stick to the table. So because the wrap is well rested, we have it rested for about 10-15 minutes. Well, it's actually better if it's over 15 minutes. So it's easier to work on it. So when we make it into wrap, it doesn't shrink back to its original shape. So what we're gonna do is to shape it into just about the size of this rolling pin. And roll it so it's the shape is consistent. And now we're gonna use the knife to cut into pieces. Okay, mix it with the dry flour so they don't stick back to each other. Okay, now we're gonna work on how to make them, the little chunks, into flat wrap. Let's put it aside. So what you do, first make sure your table, your surface is well floured because this tends to stick. So first use your palm to flatten it first. And now use your left hand if you're right-handed and to hold it like this. Thumb in the middle and rest. Hold it very gently and roll, turn. Roll, turn. Can make sure the shape is as round as possible. But if it's not, that's fine, don't worry about it. So we like to make the dough flatter or thinner. That means we can have more meat in the center. So we can go ahead and take a small spoon and scoop about 1 tablespoon of filling. Depends on how big your wrap is, and close from the center. And now there are a million ways of folding a dumpling, and this is the way. So pinch in the center, the outside part, pinch it together so you have a little pocket here, and close it by squeezing into the center like that, and do the same on the other side. Center, pinch together, and this part. And this, I call it moon shaped, that my family used, and it was taught to me by my father, who used to be a chef before he retired. So now we're going to cook the dumplings. The most traditional and easiest way to do so is to just boil them. So bring a big pot of water to boil. Well, mine is already boiling really hard. So the heat is medium-high. Now, gently and carefully drop them into the water. And immediately use your spatula or ladle to move the water so the dumpling doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. So now we wait for it to boil again. When it boils again, prepare some cold water in hand. Let's wait. So now when the water is boiling again, we're pouring about cup and 2 cups of cold water and wait for it to boil again. This method is to focus on cooking the filling without cook the wrap too much, so the wrap will not break up. Wait. Okay, our water is boiling again. So repeat this process for 3 times. Now it's the 2nd time, and we wait for it to boil again and pour water again, and then we'll go on from there. So when we add water for the 3rd time, when it's boiling, let it boil for a minute. So now after 1 minute, our dumplings will be down. Turn off the heat and pour in cold water to stop the boiling process. Now, we eat.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time with Day 2 celebration, featuring musical, dance, Shaolin martial art performances across the whole culture spectrum. With my granddaughter Catherine Lin Yongzhong, and from all of us from the Chinese Community Center, we wish you a Happy New Year. 新年快乐，阖家平安。